Grand ambitions often clash with reality. While Zhang Fan envisions himself on a throne, he is actually sweating in the desert, anxiously asking Blind Bay if they have lost their way. Blind Bay maintains his enigmatic composure, smiling as he speaks of the land's ancient name, Silver Wolf County, attempting to soothe his master's restless heart. The conversation turns to history's vicissitudes. Zhang Fan recounts General Zhunbei's legendary victory, adding a touch of epic weight to their journey with tales of poetry amidst bloodshed. The mention of the buried Zhunbeis will lightens the mood instantly. Xinjiang jokingly suggests starving Blind Bay to boost his psychic detection, startling the strategist and dispelling the group's tension. At this moment, Zhang Fan hears his dreams shatter. Instead of a mighty army, he sees hens pecking grain under a crumbling steel. The so-called military fortress is nothing but a chicken coop. Dismounting, Zhang Fan feels the absurdity of a catfished online date. After traveling 1,000 miles to take office, he is greeted not by a beauty, but by a crude, disappointing reality. Suddenly, an old voice breaks the silence. Amidst the ruins, an elderly soldier holding a clay pot stares warily at the uninvited guests, his cloudy eyes filled with suspicion. Zhang Fan is forced to reveal his identity, throwing down the token engraved with Chui Lu. The sharp sound of it hitting the ground is proof of authority and a declaration of war against this desolation. The old soldier, Zhu Taisan, kneels trembling, unleashing 30 years of grievance. Zhang Fan listens to this absurd account, rage burning inside him. How could the Great Yin border be so utterly abandoned? Even the stones were stolen for pig pens. What bitter irony. After the anger subsides, Blind Bay quickly offers a pragmatic, ruthless plan. Go to South Overlook City and grease the corrupt official wheels with gifts. Yet fate loves a cruel joke. Upon arriving at the commander's manor the next day, they are greeted not by a dignified general, but by white funeral wreaths and mournful dirges. Just my luck. Zhang Fan forces a bitter smile at the gate, having to disguise himself as a mourner. The silver meant for bribery is now useless, turning into nothing more than an awkward offering of incense. Stepping into the mourning hall, a chill hits them. Zhang Fan stands solemnly beside a Ming before the massive black coffin, as an unspeakable oppression quietly descends. There's a sound from the coffin. A Ming's whisper sends shivers down Zhang Fan's spine. Here in the south, they have stumbled upon their familiar specialty, a rising corpse. Before Zhang Fan can dismiss it as an illusion, a loud bang erupts as a pale hand punches through the coffin. In that instant, all pretenses are torn apart, and terror floods in. Murderous intent explodes instantly. Amidst the roar of shattering metal and the sound of tearing flesh, a carefully orchestrated assassination unfolds in the hall, each strike aiming to kill. Zhang Fan retreats in horror, but behind him, a purple-clad swordsman approaches like a phantom, his blade wreathed in lightning. His cold stare suggests he's looking at a corpse. The desperate hour has arrived. The story opens amidst shadows of power and bloody intent. A desperate scream shatters the silence, meeting a cold, unyielding gaze as a deadly game of life and death begins. In an instant, the funeral turns into a massacre. Officials fall screaming, blood splattering. Before Zhang Fan and Aiming can react, a grotesque assassin lunges from the shadows. The assassins realize the general's army is closing in. Staying means death. Outside, soldiers stand in formation, unaware that a slaughterhouse lies just behind the walls. Danger lurk everywhere. Aiming turns to warn about poison needles, only to find Zhang Fan has instantly equipped full armor. Such desperate survival instinct leaves Aiming face-palming. Amidst the chaos, Zhang Fan meets a long-haired youth. Just as they attempt to probe each other's identity, a dense rain of arrows strikes their feet, rudely interrupting the pleasantries. An ally, Zhang Fan and the new commander Zhuo Jiqian exchange identities. Before they can finish, a terrifying shockwave of energy explodes, ruthlessly blasting everything away. Zhuo Jiqian's eyes flash like lightning as he draws his sword, forcefully blocking the assassin's fatal strike. Sparks fly from the clashing blades, the sound of metal deafening. A bitter struggle. Zhuo Jiqian grits his teeth, veins popping on his forehead. Every block is a test of life and death, yet the fighting spirit in his eyes only burns brighter. Seizing an opening, Zhuo Jiqian launches the enemy into the air. Zhang Fan takes the chance to praise him sincerely. This ally's combat power is reassuring and perfect for borrowing to kill enemies. Brother Zhang, break out, Zhuo Jiqian commands. Knowing his lack of experience, Zhang Fan steals his gaze, deciding to stick close to this powerhouse and find a way through the blood. Suddenly, a black-robed Taoist command from above. Zhang Fan locks onto the target instantly, eyes gleaming. This is a big fish, a high-ranking trader from the Southern Council. Where do you think you're going? Zhang Fan roars in pursuit, his momentum unstoppable. Zhuo Jiqian is stunned, mistaking this cautious commander for a fierce warmonger. But the enemy is no ordinary foe. The Taoist gathers terrifying lightning energy in midair. A familiar move, a dangerous aura. The battlefield is instantly filled with suffocating pressure. After tanking a hit, the Taoist erupts with blue light, a perfect fusion of warrior physique and chi cultivation. This dual-cultivating monster unleashes even deadlier killing intent amidst the pain. At the critical moment, a purple blur cuts into the battlefield like the Grim Reaper's scythe. It's aiming a surprise attack, so fast the air itself screams with a piercing hum. They clash violently in midair, weapons and energy balls devouring each other. Every collision shakes the space around them, a peak duel of raw power and skill. Watch out! Amidst his allies' cry, a mysterious crystal suddenly materializes. Flickering with eerie green light, it feels as if some ancient, ravenous entity is awakening. The demon baby descends. The terrifying infant spirit greedily devours the overflowing battlefield energy amidst the flames. Zhang Fan watches, a smile of pure ambition curving on his lips. In the purple void, the demon infant lets out a spine-chilling giggle. Yet beneath the veneer of allure and languor, a berserk killing intent gathers like green lightning, heralding the coming storm. The energy core spins wildly, accompanied by a desperate roar and a lethal elegance. This gamble of survival and slaughter is far from over.